The Tom and Doug Show.
You didn't bring your script?
Yes, Joe Bezek is here for the Tom and Doug Show.
Yeah.
And he's
Hi.
unprepared.
Hi.
He's unprepared because why, Doug?
Because he didn't bring the script we didn't write.
Yes.
Well, I have an idea.
Yes.
And I'd like us all to relive a special morning in all of our lives.
Oh. Like this morning?
No, it's going to be a special morning that only happens once a year, and when our innocence was bliss.
Oh.
That was this morning.
That was this morning, yes.
And the only thing that mattered was what was downstairs under the tree.
Oh, that monster thing, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
man, that scared the crap out of me.
Oh, we woke up.
Have you
and
cleaned
we
behind
were,
there yet, Tom?
We were all in love with life for just a short, brief period of time, and there was this magical force all around us called Christmas morning.
I remember Christmas morning, yes.
And we would creep out of bed, and we would wonder when the bleep mom and dad would wake up. And we would look on our doors, and we would have sagging socks full of candy. And we wondered how Santa got into our drawers overnight. and we would all stand at the top of the stair and look down and wait for someone to say, "We're ready!" Because they were waiting for us downstairs. We weren't sure who it was.
Who was waiting downstairs?
Well, we weren't really sure.
They say it's going to rain.
Yeah.
They
Right.
say it's ready, too.
Right. And you would hold hands with your siblings, no matter how many you had, no matter how tall, nor short, nor long, nor short of
just
breath
like
they were.
Whoville.
Yeah. Faru.
Yes, you would hold their hands at the top of the stair. And that's what you would do, is stare. And mom and dad would arouse. No, they were not performing any activity that they shouldn't, but they would arouse and walk towards you.
What if what you wanted for Christmas was a brother or sister?
And fortunately, you didn't have to worry about nasty thoughts like that on a morning like that. It was all about beauty and honesty and love of one another. And we would all walk downstairs, and we would stare at the tree. But we could not go near the tree, you see. We had to walk over to the table.
You had one of those invisible fences in
Yeah.
your...
They all wore those little collars.
It was a birthday. So we had to sing happy birthday.
Did you really sing happy
So we
birthday?
would go over to the table where our beautiful manger was laid out, and we would hold hands and sing happy birthday to you-know-who.
Huh.
And he would not say thank you. But we were very appreciative. And there was no candles to be lit because the decorations would go up in flames very quickly. So then, one by one, we would toddle, with a capital T, over to the tree. And we would only be able to open one gift at a time. And it always was my damn oldest sister who was first. And I'm the sixth, so I always got the last gift. But it was a special, magical morning.
Did they always tell you that, last was best, too? Did they try that lie on you?
Being the only boy, I was unique. But I don't know if I was best.
You had that surgery?
And I opted in to the life. And what I've chosen, I'm proud of. But then each gift would be very carefully unwrapped, and we could take, between the six of us, anywhere between 6 to 12 hours to open every gift.
Really?
Yes, because we all had to show our appreciation to Jesus and to Santa
Really?
for each gift. And it was very much a ceremonial event. Okay, I'm embellishing just a little bit.
Really?
But it was magical.
Did you really sing happy birthday?
Yes, we did. That is true.
I remember a couple years ago you did a happy birthday song for Christmas at
yeah,
the
that's
Congress
right. That's
Christmas
right.
concert.
This year Christmas is my birthday. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
And
right.
was that what that was about?
No.
Or
That
were you
was
just
that was a
telling your
selfish
family
thing.
not to get you anything for Christmas because my birthday is coming along and I don't want to
Actually,
deal with
it was a pity song for all those people who are born near the holidays.
Yeah,
because we
I
all
know.
feel very sad for those people.
Yeah, I
don't
would
we?
hate that. I bet Jesus hated it, too.
He had a tough life. All that carrying the cross stuff and dying for sins. Yeah, that must have been really tough.
Yeah.
But on his birthday, we were all very appreciative of one another as well. And the evening before, we would all learn our native tongue. And I had a hard time with our native tongue because I thought it was funny. And my father would speak in my native Czech language, and I would always bust up laughing.
Did he
And
knew how to
would-
speak it?
Yes, and he would
Did
speak
not
the
know
Our
this.
Father, and he would give us the special bread, and then I would choke on the bread because I would laugh
the
whenever
flat
he
bread?
would speak. Yes, the host.
Unleavened.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Unleavened.
No, it
yeah.
wasn't unleavened. We called it
Plotki.
Plotki.
Plotki. That's right. Oh, so you had the same type of tradition.
We still do it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was our Christmas Eve tradition. So I'm going backwards in time. And then a week before Christmas, no, but it was a very special. It was a very special moment. And then in September, we had to go back to school, but we still were thinking about Christmas every moment of the day. And then I became a teenager, and it all ended.
Really?
And it was just Jesus' birthday, and there was no Santa Claus anymore.
Really?
It ended.
So you didn't get to sing like the Whovilles, and you didn't get to do really? And what
We
year
stood at
did
the
that
top of the
happen?
stair, and there was nothing down there that was a surprise.
Really? Seriously?
No. We were told the secret.
Really?
You were told it,
Yeah.
or you figured it out, or you
Oh.
asked, or what?
No. Having older siblings is the worst possible thing in the world when it comes to Christmas.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to keep damn secrets, you know. they abuse you.
Wait,
they,
which secret did
they take
they
advantage
told
of
you a
every
secret?
innocence possible as a child.
Tom doesn't know yet.
Oh,
What secret are you talking about?
Let's play a song.
Okay, here's one of our favorite Christmas numbers.
Don't you tell no lies to Santa, 'cause you don't make that list. I won't want a surprise on Christmas, 'cause you won't like what you've missed. You better leave that midnight sneaking to the one who worked it out. I don't want to talk about Rudolph speaking when Frosty's trying to shout. Santa's gonna work it out, alright, if you act like you've been told. So don't try to lay no boogie woogie on the king of rock and roll. My back gets cold when the snow is falling from the trees with a little shake. Don't misread my Christmas cards, because you can't afford to make a mistake. The mistletoe hanging where you're not looking, there's something you're dreaming about. Santa can tell that you're just guessing when you look like you've got a doubt. Well, don't be too surprised when you look in your stocking and you see just a lump of coal. So don't try to lay no boogie woogie on the king of rock and roll. You'll never know when it's starting to snow, so don't read the weather to me. You know the scene with the evergreen when it's only 11 degrees. You got what it takes to keep the Yuletide burning, it continues throughout the day. You come across like a fool who's grinning in the back of Santa's sleigh. You can't walk winter wonderland if you don't have any soul. So don't try to lay no boogie woogie on the king of rock and roll. The night is young, but full of possibilities. So come on and make yourself be free. Because your love for you and my love for me is so long that I've been waiting. And tonight was made for you and me. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. I'm glad that you're home. Now, did you really miss me? I can tell that you did by that look in your eye. So sit back and relax while I put away the dishes. Then you and I can rock-a-bye. You can ring my bell, ring my bell. 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 Thank you very much.
I just want to say happy
good.
birthday
That was good.
to everyone. And to anyone who's born on December 25th, you poor sap.
Well, Sarah down the street.
Oh, thank you, Sarah, if you ever listen to this.
But her family's Jewish, so it doesn't matter.
Remember, Sarah, it don't mean a damn thing. Because
It ain't got that swing, yeah.
It's true. It's true.
I got a swing for Christmas.
Wow, did you really?
Now, I was hoping that we all would have special childhood stories, but it's not possible for us to have special childhood stories in this crowd.
No, I could tell you mine. I remember
Yeah.
at Christmas usually I remember usually my brother. I have two brothers, and one brother would always try to campaign for Christmas. He would actually like draw posters and say,
I'm the only kid worth getting a present
well,
for.
no, he wasn't trying to. No, he wouldn't do that because he felt that he would tell you what you wanted for Christmas. Therefore, he would get two.
Ah, that's smart.
So he would put up a whole thing in a campaign. Oh, you want this? So then he would put up posters all around.
And did you want that?
By the time they told me, I was the youngest, so I did what they told me around there. So that's what would happen. And then the other brother, the middle brother, he was kind of hip to it after a while. So the Christmases that I remember the most, was kind of just me and the middle brother, when we would just get up and I remember him punching me one time. He was smiling. He was punching me. He said, "Hey, what are you punching me for?" And it was like Christmas morning.
And you couldn't punch him back?
I never could punch him back. Still can't punch him back. And
Can I punch you?
you always punch me. But so we would go and wake up my parents, and my father always worked nights, so he's always wanted to sleep late. But eventually they would, like 10:30 or something, I go back to bed. But then eventually they would get up and they would say, "Oh, okay, all right, you can go and open gifts now," because we weren't allowed to go open gifts until the parents were up. So that when we would do that, and we would open up presents. So that's the kind of joyful memory that I remember of the Christmas morning. And then you had to go. When we were little, we used to have to get up and go to see our relatives Christmas morning. So you did that kind of opening up, and then you had to get in the car and you had to go visit relatives in the city, and that was kind of a drag because you wanted to stay home and do your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as we got older, my older brothers rebelled against that, so my mother made us do that the night before, and then we didn't go into the city on Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what song does that remind you of?
Christmas in the Line of Fire.
All right, here it is.
There's a place where I remember what a place was in my heart. It's a time for explanation. It's a start, it's a start.
There's a reason to go shopping. There's a reason to cut my hair. There's a season in my county. Almost there, almost there.
There's a reason to be angry. There's a reason to be sad. There's a feeling in my heart somewhere. Understand, don't understand.
There's a child on the commercial. There's a place for all our dreams. There's a time to be with ones we know. So it seems, so it seems.
There's a family at my doorway, wishing to explain the truth. There's a grinning mob on Channel 6. How do you do? How do you do?
There's a man from Cablevision. He's come to cut my cable wire. He says I owe them all $300 and I'm in the line of fire.
Christmas in the line of fire.
Oh, my story wasn't as picturesque as yours, Joe. Yeah, mine wasn't as good.
Well, with all the interruptions I got, I don't know if it's ever going to be considered picturesque.
No, yours was good. Yours was good. Yours was a good
No.
story.
I
It was
was
a good
bearing
story.
my soul,
Yeah, that was
and
very
it was
good.
stomped on like an old boot.
Now I remember when I was a little kid.
From the inside.
Do you remember? Do you remember?
What are you saying here? How did I get inside your soul? Don't tell.
Do you remember particular gifts that you received when you were a kid that you
Oh,
were particularly
yeah.
excited about?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
What about you, sir?
Oh man. All right. The year would have been about 1976.
So you were old.
And 1976. Yeah, I was like, maybe it was 74. It was somewhere in there. I was
Around
somewhere
10.
between 10 or 11. Yeah.
Okay.
And the one thing I wanted more than anything else in the world was an electronic calculator. They had kind of just come out, and they were the coolest, or they had just come out in like pocket form. They were finally some small ones, and I wanted one so bad. And under the tree was a little box, and I got really good for the weeks leading up to Christmas. Steaming that tape off of that box.
Really? You did?
Yes, I did.
You were something.
And taking it out and putting the battery in and playing with it. And,
Really?
And then resealing it before my mother got home from work. Yes, indeed. I did that
So how- you-
every day after school for weeks before Christmas came. And then I had to pretend to be surprised, but I was still excited. It wasn't hard to be excited. I just,
So you actually brought it up to steam? You like put it in front of
No. What I did is I somehow like shaved the tape back so that I could, so it wouldn't tear the paper at all, and
So
I
you were
could seal
careful
it
to
exactly
reseal it,
down
yeah.
in the right spot, and you think of calculators today that
I know what you're exactly talking
yeah
about.
it was probably about 3 inches by 4 inches and
Right.
like an inch and a half thick.
Was it
Right.
TI?
And no, it was not. It wasn't TI. We couldn't afford TI.
Radio Shack?
It's a sharp.
I don't know what the brand was, but it had those green, digital numbers,
Yeah.
and it sucked through battery power like nothing else. So, a couple AA batteries got that thing maybe, an hour's worth of use. But that was my favorite Christmas gift for a long time.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty damn geeky, I think.
Oh wait, sorry, it was a blow-up doll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. You're cool. You're cool. Come on, you wanted a racetrack. You know.
Did it have memory on it?
I don't think it did, no. And it didn't have any functions other than basic, plus,
Yeah.
minus, multiply, divide. Maybe they hadn't even invented a division by then. It was only the 70s.
Math is advanced.
Only the
philosophy.
short type, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a great show. Except
Yeah.
now I'm embarrassed because you guys both had really good stories, and my
Oh,
story
you had a
kinda
good story.
sucked a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
But
You'll
that's-
edit it later and add in a good story.
That's the magic of Christmas, is that you feel loved no matter how much your story sucks.
Right, no matter how small.
So Tom, Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you
Tom,
very much,
Merry
Joe.
Christmas.
Thank you very much, Doug.
Virtual hug.
And Merry Christmas to you, dear listener. And we know there's only one of you.
Is it Jesus?
He's always listening.
Yes, he's always.
He doesn't always answer, but he's always listening.
Then what do we got this stupid radio show for?
What frequency do you think he comes in at?
I don't know.
Well, Jesus, you're welcome to email
Wait,
us.
do you think Jesus listens to Pacifica?
I'm sure. It's Pacific.
That's the old Jesus. The new Jesus is like one of these Rambo kind of rough and tumble characters. You have to get with it. Used to be God bless the meek and the powerless or whatever. Now it's God bless the rich and powerful because he already did.
And it must be difficult having all that much power, having to make those decisions.
Yes.
So they need it.
Yes. So everything's different nowadays. Since you were you Catholic ever? No, you weren't
I
ever
was not.
Catholic. No.
No, I Dutch Reformed and
Well, your father must have been Catholic.
Missouri Synod Lutheran. It's about as close to Catholic as you can get without being Catholic. I mean, they basically just gave up guilt, and other than that, it's the same thing.
Well, that's not. It's not
No,
the same at
guilt
all.
is a treasured emotion.
Yeah,
treasured
it's
emotion.
not the same at all.
Yes.
But your father wasn't Catholic? How could you be
No.
Italian and not Catholic?
Okay. This show is going to take a lot of editing. So I'm not Catholic because my good Catholic grandfather, who spent his entire youth in the church because he spoke Italian and this Albanian dialect of Italian and English and Latin. He went around with the priests. He was an altar boy. He actually would go around with the priests on their daily, run around town to all the shut-ins, and because he could speak all these languages, and so he basically was, being groomed for the priesthood all these years. And then he falls in love with a Lutheran girl, and instead of accepting this, the church, they threatened to excommunicate him. They refused to let him get married in the church, and he said, "Nuts to you," and became Lutheran. So that's why my little branch of my family did not grow up Catholic.
This is why Eve invented sin. Sorry.
This is wow. I never heard this story.
She doesn't get thanked enough for that. I personally would like to thank Eve.
That's his grandmother's name.
Well, Evelyn, close enough. A variant.
Wow, I never knew that story. That's very
So
nice.
without that sin, I wouldn't be here. And it would just be the Tom Show. And that would just, that would be sad. Well, I think on this festive season, we'd like to thank me, first of all,
He's
for
thanking himself
inviting
again.
for inviting Joe over.
Joe, thank you for coming over, Joe. But don't bother using my thanks because he's Mr. Thanky.
You didn't thank me, Tom, for
I'm
inviting
sorry.
Joe.
Thanks, Doug. For
Well,
inviting
thank you both for not desecrating my Christmas. I apprate that. Oh, sorry, you already did.
Joe really shoots high.
It took all my self-restraint. I'm going to have to get some sin in tonight just to make up for this.
Thank you very much.
God bless you
everyone.
both, no matter where in hell you end up.
Oh.
I'm number one. I'm number one.
I love you guys.
Very
Merry
good.
Christmas.
That was
Merry
good.
Christmas. Where's
It
my
is
Tom,
raining.
Where's my Tom and Doug hat? I'm not leaving the studio till I have my hat on.
It's raining here. I don't know if it's raining where our listeners are, though.
Well, they don't have my hat. Where's my hat?
There's a hat right here, but I can't tell the difference between your hat and my hat. You're the expert at that. Although I did think about messing with it and starting to fold the little label so that even you couldn't tell the difference.
I would still